I was on the way out my door today and I thought I would shoot a little video of my garden so you guys can see what I've got going on out here. There's a volunteer corn that came up. But that's a rose mallow, one of my favorite flowers. And then there's an elephant ear I got from Mom that's not doing that good. The sun kind of burned it. Then another rose mallow. There's a banana. And over here, behind my Traeger, I've got some moonflowers, and then that's kind of overgrown, but lots of petunias, and then there's morning glories on that fence back there. Then back here, these are what they call surprise lilies, or naked ladies. They're really pretty. My grandma planted these in like the 1960s probably. They're still coming up every year. I've got these out front too. Those are just some annuals, and then that's a moonflower. Now that one will be blooming tonight. They only open at night. Those are extremely poisonous too. Those will make you trip for days. I don't eat them for sure. More petunias. Those are going to be my grape vines. I'm going to plant those here maybe this weekend. JD Vance and another moonflower, and just some more annuals. And this little bed here has some petunias, and then that big canna lily that's been there a couple years. And just more annuals in these baskets, just to have something behind me when I'm filming, something I can move around. Now these are my two big cannas that I need to deadhead. Yeah, those are need a little bit of work. You just have to do that every now and then. All right, now moving on to this flower bed. Let's see here, that's a little elephant ear that didn't do that good. That's a castor bean. That's what they make ricin out of. That's a larger elephant ear that also got kind of burnt. There's my big castor bean. Yeah, you guys can see that behind me in my videos a lot. Up there was a mandevilla that did not do well this year. Now let's move over here. Well, this is right here. This is kind of getting into the later part of the season, but this is rhubarb, which is some really good eating. And now my favorite tree, my beloved southern magnolia. I put that in the ground, I think in about 2009. And that tree is not supposed to grow really anywhere north of Alabama. And here I am in Indiana. I had to protect it with a greenhouse over it in the winter for the first few years to get it established. But now it's been here a long time. It's getting huge. It's the biggest one around. So I am proud of that tree. Okay, back here. Oh, and this thing, if I didn't say what that is a crepe myrtle. That's another thing that usually grows more south than here. I've got that big one. And then a smaller one over here. That one has actually been in the ground just as long. It just didn't do that well. Now here's my big banana grove. I've had this in the ground since 2005. And it's had good years and bad years. It's starting to spread out too far into the yard. I need to knock a little bit of that back, give some of those away. Now here was my big hybrid magnolia that died. I don't know why. Just this year it started to leaf out in the spring, and then it got hit by a late frost, but then it just died completely, and that kind of sucks. It was going to have to come out here sooner or later because there's no room for this one. That banana grove is just spreading like crazy. Oh man, it's going all the way out here. That started with just one plant, ages ago, and just keeps getting bigger. All right, now I'm moving around to the front. I haven't been out here in a while. All right, front yard. Now, those are my two big mimosa trees. Those are actually an invasive species from Asia that you're not really supposed to have, but they're gorgeous. They're kind of past their prime on the blooming. They've gone to seed now. But up here, that's a rhododendron. That's a small crepe myrtle I planted last year. And that's a holly. There's a JD Vance. And, oh yeah, I've got my notes for delivery drivers on the door. Another holly, another crepe myrtle. And yeah, my big mimosa tree. Now these are cool. Yeah, it's getting ready to storm here. It's raining a little bit. these leaves at night, they close up. If you've ever seen a touch-me-not or a sensitive plant, they also call them, they're related to that. So by the time it gets dark, these will all be completely shut and the tree looks totally different. So very tropical looking, very, very cool. Over here are just some trees that I've planted over the past few years that are just now getting their start that will be stately one day. Those ones we just looked at were like this not all that long ago. That is a flowering fire red crab apple. That one won't get all that big. Now this one will get huge because that's an oak. That's a willow oak. Those can live for a very, very long time. That thing will be here much longer than me. Then that is a river birch that I transplanted years ago from my parents' place that just never really did much. Oh, this is kind of funny. That is a corn that just came up out of some of the corn I was feeding the turkeys last year. So I just let it grow. And now look at this. It's got 1, 2, 3, 4, just 4. Yeah, okay, no, 5. It's got 5 ears on it. It's crazy. Well, it's not having to compete with any other corns right around it. Yeah, there's my buddy. Okay, now this tour would not be complete if I didn't show you guys my prized cactus bed out here. Oh, there's my little race car. That's a 2015 Hyundai Veloster Turbo that I've got tricked out to the max. Yeah, out here. Okay, it's a little weedy around it, but this is my cactus bed. I built that out of some railroad ties, and then we filled it up with sand out of the river. And then I just put a bunch of starts in it and just let it go. It's been in various stages throughout the years that I've had this for probably, oh man, 15 years or so at least. I put out some really pretty flowers. That one's kind of closed up. So there we go, folks. There is my little garden tour, what I've got going on here in Zone 6A, Indiana. Hope to see everyone on the next one.